What is going on, you guys? I just wanted to do a little bit of an update. It's been about a month since I did the self-sustaining ecosystem. As you can probably tell from the footage that I'm going to post up right now, it is actually going really well. Colonel is still alive, which is a bonus. And we actually have some little creatures in there as well. They were probably from the plant that I put in as well, because I think I remember the lady at the pet store mentioning how if you don't wash the plant before you put it in there, you're gonna have millions of snails in there, which I don't really mind. I kind of wanted to have a ecosystem filled with a bunch of creatures. So yeah, that's happening right now. I've got Colonel in there. I saw like this shrimp in there. I don't know what type it is, but it's happening in there. It's happy, it's living. So that's all that kind of matters right now. It's right here. This is what we're dealing with. I've got these white little specks. I searched them online just to make sure that they're not harmful for Colonel, and it seems that they don't really do much. Like they don't harm like any of like the snails or anything that's in there. So I don't know how they got in there, to be honest, but yeah. In terms of, oh, so close. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can manually focus. I don't really know what's happening. Okay, so in terms of the feeding, I have to make a confession. It's not 100% self-sustaining. I know, yeah, it's not 100% self-sustaining because I open the lid from time to time and I actually put in algae pellets from time to time when I think Colonel needs it. Just because I don't want it to starve to death. I've seen so many ecosystems where, like on YouTube and stuff, where I see people have like these huge ass snails, and plus I did some other research, and the unit that I'm using as a tank or as an aquarium, it's not big enough to house like a snail like this, so I felt really bad. So I didn't want it to starve to death and just be feeding off of the plant as well. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy algae pellets and hope for the best. So that's been happening. So it's not like 100% self-sustaining because obviously I'm feeding the snail, and plus it's not just Colonel that's in there. There's like 5 million other snails that's in there. At first it was just like 2, and then like the next day it was like 5, and then the next day after that it was like 5 million. So so I'm feeding not just Colonel but like 5 million other snails that's in there. Yeah, I don't know how YouTubers do this. Like I'm holding a DSLR with like my arm and it's like I'm getting like a workout. But anyway, I hope you guys like this quick video. I'm sorry if it was a bit short. There is like a little bit of a sneak peek of my plants that's also here as well. I'm going to be doing a little bit of an update on my plant collection, so stay tuned for that, and I'll check you guys later. Bye! So for those of you who are actually interested in making your own self-sustaining ecosystem, and you are worried that your snail might starve, or your fish, not your fish, your shrimp might starve or something, you can always purchase algae pellets. I'm not sure if shrimps can eat these algae pellets. I'm not too sure. But as far as I'm concerned, snails do. So just do your research, more or less. Moral of the story, do your research. So the ones that I'm using are just, I think this is called Aqueon. So these are commercial algae rounds, daily nutrition for all algae eaters. So this is what it is. Let's read the bottom. So balanced nutrition for daily feeding of there's a scientific name for a certain type of fish, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So of this specific species and other algae feeders. Aqueon algae rounds contain natural vegetable sources such as spirulina and kelp that algae eaters prefer. Yeah, this was not that expensive. It was about $7 or $8 plus tax. And I got this at my local pet store. So yeah, I don't feed him this every day because these are ginormous. Especially when it's in the water, submerged in the water for like 5 minutes. These like expand like twice its size. So I only feed, I break them in half actually, and I feed him just like one half, maybe like, I don't know how many times a week. I would say, I'm gonna say 3 times a week, maybe 4, but more or less just 3. I don't really feed him every day, because it's not like there's no food in the tank. There's always algae that's growing on the plant, but I don't want him to always be feeding on the plant because I like the plant. As you can probably tell, I like plants. So yeah, that's what I've been doing 3 to 4 times a week, and I started doing it about 2 weeks into the whole self-sustaining ecosystem thing. And yeah, he's been a lot more happy. He's been moving around more. He is very shy. He's a very shy fucking snail. Once he like starts feeling the vibration of me like walking towards the tank, he's just like, ah. Yeah, and he'll like hide into like his little shell. But anyway, okay, I'm rambling too much. I will talk to you guys later.